Hi, I'm Caroline Pierce. Welcome to the Circle Glide workout. Today I'm going to show you how you can work out your total body with the Circle Glide exerciser. We'll start out with a calorie-burning workout and then sculpt our way through a variety of power-packed exercises that will help you effectively tone your lower body and that all-important core. Now, before we get started, let's go over a few guidelines that will make your workout safer and more effective. First, make sure you start out slowly and progress sensibly. You don't have to overdo it to get great results. Take breaks whenever you need and gradually work up to doing the whole workout. Always work out at a level that is right for you and modify any movements that aren't appropriate. Realize that some exercises and progressions may not be suitable for you right away. Be patient and perfect the basic movements before moving on to the more advanced variations. Set up your Circle Glide exerciser according to the instructions in your owner's manual. Read all the warning labels and place it on a level surface with plenty of clearance around you. Attach a resistance band to the attachment points on the rail. Make sure that the band is secure in the guide at the end of the rail. Before you work out, always double check that your resistance bands are securely fastened to the attachment points on both sides of the rail and inspect the resistance bands for unusual wear or damage before each use. Always make any resistance band adjustments while standing on the floor. Do not adjust the resistance bands while standing on the Circle Glide foot platforms. When entering or exiting the Circle Glide exerciser, step slowly with one leg at a time into the centre of the foot platforms while holding onto the handlebar with both hands. When stepping into the Circle Glide exerciser, move slowly as the foot platforms do move when you're entering or exiting the machine. To exit, stop the movement of the foot platforms in the centre position, keep a firm grip on the handlebar and exit one foot at a time. Before beginning any exercise, center your foot on the foot platform. While performing the exercises on the Circle Glide, your feet may become uncentered on the Circle Glide foot platform. When this occurs, immediately stop the movement of the foot platforms in the center position and readjust your feet back to the center of the foot platform. Not having your feet centered on the foot platforms may result in a fall that could result in serious injury. Use slow and controlled movements during all exercises. Do not lean, push or pull the handlebars, as this could make the Circle Glide exerciser unstable, which could result in injury. Maintain good, upright posture with your hands firmly gripping the handlebars. Keep both hands on the handlebars at all times while exercising. If you get tired or become unstable at any time while on the Circle Glide exerciser, you should immediately stop the movement of the foot platforms and step carefully off to the floor. Keep a towel handy to wipe perspiration off the handlebars and foot platforms, because if they become slippery, you may lose your footing or slip, and that could result in injury. Wear comfortable workout clothing that does not restrict your movement. You should always wear flexible athletic shoes to support and protect your feet. Do not perform the Circle Glide workout with bare feet or with socks or stockings only, as this can cause slippage of the feet on the foot platforms and result in injury. Finally, remember that the Circle Glide exerciser is not a toy. Children should not use this fitness equipment. Are you ready to work out? Let's get started. Every workout starts with a good warm-up. Make sure you have plenty of room to move and start out behind your Circle Glide exerciser with your feet about shoulder width apart. Let's familiarise our muscles with a couple of movements we're about to perform by doing them on the ground first. So let's start with a side-to-side lunge, lunging to the right and to the left for one repetition, stretching out and warming up that inner thigh, activating our quad muscles, our thigh muscles, ready for the movement on the Circle Glide exerciser. And now the plie, so turn your feet slightly out and lower your hips and raise them again for one repetition. Increasing the depth if you can, so you really do get a good stretch through that inner thigh and maximal activation of your quadricep muscles. Okay, let's start by familiarising ourselves with the unique Circle Glide motion. When entering the Circle Glide exerciser, step slowly with one leg at a time onto the foot platforms while holding onto the handlebar with both hands. Move slowly as the foot platforms do move when you are entering the machine. To pivot the Circle Glide foot platform, simply pivot your hips. This dynamic motion will be used often in our workouts, so make sure you can easily pivot the foot platforms before beginning the workout. Come back to the side-to-side lateral glide and we're already doing the first exercise. So let's continue with that lateral glide for a couple more repetitions, really feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. And then moving into the lateral lunging glide, just as we did on the floor, bending the right leg to the left leg for 1 repetition, increasing the range and leaning from one side to the other to get great inner thigh recruitment. Okay, and then from here, we'll move into that plie glide that we did on the floor. So we turn our foot platform slightly out, bend and lower the center of core, and back to the center again, going for more depth if you can, and then for 1 more repetition, and back to the center. Next is the crisscross glide. So we're going to go in diagonal directions with the right leg lead and then the left leg lead. Right leg lead to the left leg lead. Keeping our toes slightly out to take the pressure off our calf muscles. Keeping the movement smooth and controlled. And feeling the inner thigh and the quadriceps working. Now the lunging crisscross. So again, bending the right then the left leg. Increasing the depth. Getting more quadricep movement and activation. And keeping the movement slow and controlled for this warm-up. Okay, 1 more. Another parallel ski. As the name suggests, we're putting 1 foot in front of the other in a parallel position. And we're getting more glute activation here. And we're really starting to work through the whole range of muscles around the hip area. And from this, we can move into the lunging parallel ski. So again, bend in the front leg, alternating sides. Keeping it smooth, going for maximal range, and feeling how a circle glide works. Okay, back to the center for the circle glide, the last of the warm-up exercises. Now, if your feet shoulder width apart, I want you to keep your core to the front and circle your legs round from a right lead to a left lead. Now, these circles can become larger to increase the range of motion as we work through the circle glide. Okay, so 1 more, and back to the center. That's the end of our warm-up. Now stay right where you are and we'll move into our circle glide calorie burning workout. To start the circle glide calorie burn workout, make sure that your feet are centered on the foot platforms and your hands are gripping the handlebars firmly. We're going to start with the lateral glide. So we're going to work for 16 repetitions of each movement. We're going to be building up the tempo now because this is a calorie burn workout. So knees are slightly unlocked and we're really pushing to the edge of that rail. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lateral lunging glide. So just as we did in the warm-up, we're going to lunge into the right and to the left to make up 1 repetition. Okay, so get more depth if you can. Right to the edge of the rail. Feel the inner thigh working. Feel the quadriceps, the thighs burning. And keep that movement smooth and continuous. Last 5. Before we move into our next exercise. 2 more. Last 1. And into that plie glide. Okay, there we go. So the toes are out. Going to the edge of the rail. Get more depth, so lower your hips further if you can. Before coming back to the center point. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to the lateral glide. Okay, so the inner thighs are getting worked. The core staying strong. We're keeping that tempo high. Okay, into the crisscross glide now. Okay, so to the right lead, left lead. Right lead, left lead. Okay, keep the tempo up. We're here to burn calories. Toes slightly pointed out to take the pressure off the calf. Okay. Keep it smooth. So you'll feel that you're working around the hips now. The glutes are kicking in. We're working that bottom. Okay, last 2. Okay, lunging crisscross glide. Okay, so bend in the front leg, straightening out the back leg. Keep it going. The more depth the better, because then you get more muscle tension and therefore more activation. I'm just going to center my left foot a little bit. If your feet become uncentered at any time, readjust them, but keep the movement going after that. Okay. Work the pace and into the lateral glide transition. Should start to get a little bit warmer now. Getting your heart rate elevated. You notice that your shoulders are getting a good workout as well, so keep a strong grip on those handlebars. And the parallel ski. Okay, so as the name suggests, one leg in front of the other, toes slightly pointed out, and transition from a right to a left leg lead. Okay, so working around the hip area now. Your bottom's working out more. Your hamstrings, the back of your legs are now kicking in as well. So we're toning our entire lower body. Keep the core strong, core to the front. Okay, last couple of movements. And into the lunging parallel ski. Okay, so we're bending the front leg, keeping the back leg straight as before, but we're in a vertical plane of movement. There we go. Keep it up, keep smiling. Think of the calories you're burning and the toning that's going on in your lower body, not to mention your core. Last 4. Okay, before we move into the lateral glide transition. Okay, and lateral glide transition again, 16 repetitions. Remember, the knees aren't locked, they're slightly unlocked. You work into the edge of the rail, squeezing those inner thighs as you come back to the midpoint. Now into the median glide. Now it's like the parallel ski glide, but we're staying on one side. So we're starting with this right leg lead. Legs almost straight again, not locked. I can really now feel my glute, my bottom on the left side kicking in, and the hamstring on my right leg really working. Now left leg lead. Okay, keep the movement smooth. Full range, last 5. That's great. Now to the lunging medium glide, left leg lead. Bending the front leg, straightening the back. So we're going for depth here. The more depth you can get, the more activation in your quads, hamstrings and glutes that you'll get. In other words, the more you'll tone that lower body. And left leg. Keep the tempo up for the cardio, calorie burning effect. That's great. Last 5. And we can transition now from this parallel position, parallel ski, back to our lateral glide. So we're just working the hip area back to the starting position. Okay, so crisscross transition now. Okay, so we're slowly coming back to that lateral position. There we go. Toes out. Movement smooth. Okay, lateral glide transition.